100 years ago, the average person lived just under 40 years old. Thank God now we're doubling that. But what if I were to tell you that something greater is happening now? Not just living a little longer, but reversing the time clock of aging altogether. I want you to look at this clip from Harvard scientist David Sinclair, who's at the forefront of this amazing, eye-opening technology. Take a look.
And so I want to share my thoughts with the listeners. What I'm seeing in my lab and labs that are competing with us or collaborating with us is something quite remarkable. And the pace of change is making my head spin off. And I'm an optimist, but I just can't comprehend right now how fast things are going. So let's just do it. Go back a few years, and then we'll project into the future. Going back a few years, so 2017, it was just a theory that we could reverse aging. Even the word reverse, and still to some extent, is abhorrent to my colleagues. But we proved that, and published in 2020, that you can reverse most aspects of aging by reprogramming cells, which we'll talk about. And that changes everything. If my information theory of aging is correct, which is, we'll talk about the idea that you don't just lose information as you get older, like software corruption, you can actually reset that. If that's true, and it looks like it is, then it changes everything, because we've gone from the idea that, we just take a supplement or we do some exercise to slow down aging. That's basic. That should be on everyone's protocol. But now we're talking about the ability to truly reset the body, reset all of the cells in the body to be young again. And not just slightly, but by 50, 75, 80, 90%. And this isn't science fiction. We do this in my lab. My graduate students are doing this all the time. We talk like this in my lab, whereas outside it's like, what are you talking about? How do you reverse aging? But what we do is we use a set of genes that are normally only on in embryos. We turn them on in adult tissues, mice and monkeys, and we can cure diseases and injuries that have never been cured before, even blindness. And so we published that in 2020. And since then, what are we now? We're at the
5 years later.
Middle of 2025 currently. What I see is that with the advances of AI, and we're doing a lot of AI in my lab, which I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
Things are going so fast. Now we're doing experiments in a matter of a month that would take hundreds of thousands of years to do, as you can.
Wow, that is incredible. Now, why this excites me is because this reminds me of the famous prophecy from Isaiah. This is from chapter 25 in Isaiah, verse 8. Take a look. Isaiah writes, Bila hamaves lanetzach, which means, and he has concealed death forever, or God will swallow death forever. In other words, when Moshiach comes, there will be no more death. We'll have the complete state of healing and everlasting life, infinite blessings of goodness. And this is very important to understand, that when you see technology catching up towards the vision that a prophet had 3,000 years ago, this is amazing news. 3,000 years ago, whenever the prophecies were said, this was all in theory, a dream come true. The concept of living, longer than 100 years was out of the question. But now, this is the technology that we have now, and the advancements with AI, like he just said, things that would take 100 and thousands of years are now be able to be accomplished in 1 month's time. So this is no more a theory. This is not about living a little longer. We're talking about reversing aging altogether. You could feel like you're 100 years old, but you're really going to be, your body will be like a 40-year-old and even better. So this is just the beginning. You can imagine there's basically no limits to where we're heading. But the reason why I believe these advancements are happening now and not in previous generations or times is because the prophecy that Isaiah is saying, this one example of this prophecy that there will be no more death, is upon us. As we get closer and closer to this time that the prophecy is going to be manifest completely, we're going to start seeing this spill out into the world, where these concepts are not so foreign anymore. The concept of living much longer and reversing age is now becoming a very normal thing now. So, a very exciting time we're living in. And this should open our eyes and realize that if these prophecies are about to be manifest completely, we should get ready because the best is yet to come. I'm curious to hear your opinion on the matter. We'll love to have a discussion about it, and we'll see you in the next video. Moshiach now.